We are now joined by Lieutenant Colonel and Reserves Advocate Maurice Hirsch from Jerusalem Center for Security and Foreign Affairs to break down these latest current events. Thank you, Maurice, for joining.
Hey, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. So, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman told President Trump that Saudi Arabia wants to join the Abraham Accords, but only with a credible pathway to a Palestinian state. Is there a shift in tone here from Riyadh, and how significant is it?
I think there is definitely a shift in really the recognition that joining the Abraham Accords, making peace as part of the Middle East, is something which is in Saudi Arabia's best interest and not only for Israel's best interest. I feel that what they're saying, that they want a real path to Palestinian statehood, is really, again, putting their own best interests in the hands of the latest Palestinian terrorist/rejectionist. And it's something which they may be paying that lip service to say, you know what, we have to say this. And that's what I hope, that they're just saying that, but they don't really mean it, because otherwise they will never be able to join the Abraham Accords, because there will never be a Palestinian leader that will actually be able to stand up and say, you know what, we've given up on our desire to destroy Israel. So that's a really, what maybe one, like a tango, 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Very interesting. Now, Israel has not yet responded formally to MBS's comments. How do you expect Jerusalem to navigate demands for a credible pathway to Palestinian statehood while obviously safeguarding its own red lines?
I think it's important for Israel to say that at the moment, and whilst the Palestinian society remains indoctrinated, brainwashed, and hate-filled, and seeks Israel's destruction, there is nothing to talk about a Palestinian state. When we see the implementation of the reforms that President Trump has talked about for many years, that are now part of the UN Security Council resolution, that the JCFA is trying to talk about, well, what reforms need to be actually done and implemented in the Palestinian Authority in order to make it into a body that does not educate to hate, that no longer rewards terrorism. We saw the fake decree back in February that Mahmoud Abbas said, we're abandoning our pay-for-slay policy. And now just recently, a few days ago, he fires his Minister of Finance for continuing to pay the salaries to terrorists. Does he not know what is going on? This is just one big, very, very poor joke at the expense of the international community that seems hell-bent on buying these lies every single time. But these are the reforms that need to be implemented before there can be any discussion of whether there should or shouldn't be a Palestinian state.
Now, reports say that President Trump may offer Saudi Arabia F-35 fighter jets as part of a wider strategic package. Israeli defense officials warned that this could undermine Israel's regional air superiority. Is this a real concern, in your opinion?
This is 100% a real concern. Israel's ability to combat and to repel its neighbors has been based on its not only quantitative but qualitative, predominantly qualitative edge. And by providing the F-35s to the Saudi Arabians, we're bringing them up at least 4 or 5 steps closer to us. Our F-35s are obviously amended and improved by the Israeli technology. I think we're the only country that's actually been given that permission to make improvements into that system. So whatever it is, our machinery will still be superior to the basic Lockheed Martin version of the F-35, but it still is a major jump for the Saudis if they were to get these F-35s.
Maurice Hirsch, thank you very much for this input.
Thank you very much for having me.